YouTubers High Score Challenge, and the game this time is Eco Fighters by Capcom. Just be prepared for a little bit of a wait here, because I've realised that there's about a minute before I start the game here, but we get to see the intro, which is all very nice, and the graphics in fact is are one thing I'm going to be talking about a bit as part of this commentary. I'm not going to be too precise with the commentary today, not that I ever am in particular. I'm a bit full of pizza, to be honest. I seem to have got like a little bit of a cough as well, so I'm probably not going to talk too much. So I'll try and make it a nice relaxing one, and drink my coffee whilst all this happens. Oh, here we go. We are actually off now. So, Dr. Mooley explains that they're turning the planet into a dread sphere, various polluting things. So the general plot is to save the world by stop it becoming polluted. Very relevant to today's world, in fact. So fighting the good cause here. Yeah, it'd be cool if we did have some ships like this to fight pollution. Just like blow up all nasty things, and yeah. Anyway, I won't think about it too much. But no, the environment is a very important issue right now, and it's one which should not be underestimated, because it's only going to get worse. And it's questionable if we can even stop some of the major effects from happening anyway. So, but try we must, and I'm sure we do have it within us to utilise our knowledge and technology to make the world a better place for all, because it does affect us all, and we're going to get these sort of droughts, floodings, and all sorts of greenhouse gases and stuff in some form or another. Plastic pollution, if we don't try to stop it, and now. But time might not be on our side for that, but we'll see. Anyway, back to the game. So side-scrolling shoot 'em up. Onto the first boss here. Quick bit about the mechanics of the game. You've got this kind of rotating stick thing, which you can control with like sort of two buttons, like a left and right button, or shoulder buttons if you've got a control pad. I was using an arcade stick on this, and I found that to be fine. Some people weren't keen on the control thing, but to be honest, I didn't have a problem with it. I quite liked it. Quite like Forgotten Worlds, which is a good game. One that I'm very pleased to say I've CC'd, and I just found it like a really enjoyable game mechanic. And yeah, graphics like lovely and colourful here. And yeah, here we are, sort of going to stage 2, nice little watery level. Off to save the coral as well. Yeah, which again is another a thing which is under threat. You hear about the global warming causing corals, areas of coral to be bleached. Yeah, these are the most fantastic ecosystems and habitats ever. Yeah, like it's most beautiful things, and they're very precious, and they take a long time to grow as well. So it'd be a thorough shame to lose any of the sort of like coral reefs and things which are so pretty, and have like graced our planet, and also just like on nice like nature videos and stuff as well. David Attenborough and stuff, whatever. So it's again a shame to lose those, but we must do our best. Okay, right. So I think at this point I'll start talking about one of my gripes about the game, and it's just taking out that mid-level boss there. There's a lot of enemies here which take a lot of hits. It's like I don't mind challenging tough enemies, sometimes with these enemies, it's just like a sense that you kind of like I'm just trying to think of a way to describe it. So I don't know, like using a machine gun on a concrete wall or something. You know, just like chip away at it, like with your millions of bullets. You never sort of get, well, not never, but you in some bits you just get more of a feeling of frustration rather than blowing stuff up. Maybe I'll come back to that in a bit more, but that's like that was one of my gripes with the game. And yeah, this bit here, like that tower, you sort of shoot it, and like actually managed to take that out surprisingly quickly. But there's all this like debris which comes out the top, and you got to sort of get your bullets through to the tower to blow it up, and it can just take ages. I mean, obviously, there's a technique which to do it quicker, as I did there somehow, but a lot of times I'll just be sort of like shooting for like absolutely ages. In fact, I think I do on this bit as well. Just like bullets trying to sort of like cut through all that rock stuff spewing out. But mate, breakfast beats are just catching up there. And yeah, anyway, so this might take a short while, and I'll have a sip of coffee. I'm trying to blow this up. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's kind of like yeah, it affects the flow of the game, and it's because of that, which is why I haven't spent much time on it today. In fact, yeah, normally I put in like a pretty big session, or biggish session on Sunday, but today, after I did this run the other day, and it's kind of like yeah, like that's going to be a struggle to sort of go through that again. So here's my run. Caught out by the sneaky laser there. It's actually the first time I'd fallen for that. Another thing as well. So yeah, there's these different power-ups. To be honest, I mean, maybe I should have experimented more, but I just found it really difficult to get on with some of the other power-ups. There's kind of like a big sort of like ball thing, which you can sort of like almost like a wrecking ball, and you sort of charge up and it fires and sort of crashes into enemy stuff. But I just couldn't get along with it. Yes, just losing lives in it. I still couldn't sort of seem to deal enough damage with it. So apart from the standard sort of shot like you start with, which you know you power up, which is all well and good, this is probably the only other one I actually sort of like used. It's kind of like a flamethrower one as well, but unless it's powered at like the range is like hopelessly short, which is I mean, which causes all sorts of problems. I mean this isn't particularly powerful, but it's got a good spread, and the homing charge shot is fairly decent as well. So, but yeah, it takes bloody ages. I mean, I should add, even with like the other power up, you know, maxed out, it still takes ages. Even those pufferfish type things, they take stacks of hits. I'm trying not to be too negative about it, because there's a lot of things about this game I do like. I mean, even though I've just been moaning about not being able to get on with the other power-ups, yeah, as I said, I do like the stick shooting. That power-up had was like okay there. Yeah, everything sort of flies around smooth. Like the colours are sort of nice and bright and things. Yeah, I really like the theme of it as well. Here we go. Like so acid rain is the problem on this stage. But yeah, it's unfortunately it just didn't quite hit the mark for me, sort of like gameplay wise. Just compared to other shooters, I mean, yeah, it is good, but there are other games. It's like the Parodius type games. I'd say I prefer. So. And yes, it's kind of this situation again where it's just the enemies are just taking so many hits. I mean, I get it, that does happen on quite a lot of games, but it's just kind of like it just sort of builds into like a feeling of frustration in a sense that I just can't destroy anything. It's like one of those well, if you've had those dreams where you sort of trying to sort of punch someone or something, but you just all your punches are completely powerless, and like you can't deal any damage at all. And it's slight. I'm going to be whinging a bit. I think the rainfall on this bit it looks nice, but with some of the bullets flying around, it's a bit much on the eyes. It is for me anyway. I mean, it's just that's part of the challenge, but. Yeah, but acid rain. Do we get less acid rain than what we used to? I seem to remember it being a thing in the 80s. Is it one of those things that we've actually been able to get on top of? Probably not. Just like with the amount of pollution. I should read up in terms of remind myself on what causes acid rain and how bad it is. I mean, just like a good news story, like I read not too long ago, there's like the problem with like the ozone layer and stuff. And sometimes with these environmental things, it's a bit easy to think, oh no, we're doomed, well, might as well give up. But we can make a difference. Like like with the hole in the ozone layer, that has actually got smaller now, thanks to science being able to spot. First of all, that there was this hole developing. And also then identifying that there were sort of various sort of like chemicals and things we were using, which were adding to that, CFCs. So once CFCs got banned, then that helped a shitload in terms of helping like the ozone layer. So it's important to keep the faith, but also invest in the science. Get all the countries on board. We're all involved in this, and it's just going to get worse. Stuff can be done to help. This boss takes bloody ages, by the way. And there's so I'm going to sort of like get into a bit more detail now. There's stuff like there's like little things as well, just like making sure there's enough sort of plants and trees about and stuff. Of course, like planting a tree isn't going to save the planet, but I think it's just important how we sort of see the world in a way. Like sometimes I think this is just a bit too much of like just like concrete everything over. Just like fill your cars up with petrol or whatever. And I mean, certainly it's going to be a difficult transition over to like electric cars and stuff. But that is happening. And it's going to be difficult sort of getting the right infrastructure and stuff in place for that, but these are sort of like big things which like will really help like once they're set up. And so yeah, I kind of like disappeared from my original point really, but I think it's important, or really important, just to like yeah, I was talking about sometimes just like not enough like greenery and stuff. There's like too much like concrete everywhere. I mean, yeah, built up urban areas, there's going to be a lot of that anyway, but there needs to be this kind of like these green networks for habitats. It needs to be sort of brought into the design. So I'm going to start talking about planning a bit now, but there's ways of using like vegetation, greenery to help deal with and mitigate climate change, not only through the sort of greenhouse gases, but yeah, this stuff can provide shade, provide cooling. It's good for wildlife. If you have a bit of greenery sort of spaces, it can have like good drainage, because get more prone to sort of flooding and stuff. The point I'm trying to get across is just like I think up until recently, just like the effects of sort of living with the weather and the world rather hasn't really been thought about enough, and that's kind of understandable why just like places grow and build as quickly as they can. Quite often this is the case, but yeah, we need places which sort of like work with the planet rather than sort of just like sort of stuck onto it. It needs to be sort of part and parcel of it, really. I don't think I've explained any of that very well at all, but that's what I reckon anyway. So back to the game. Yeah, so like bombing this train thing here. And I think with after that last boss, which took so many hits, and we're on this stage now where there's so many bullets trying to dodge here. Yeah, and I was finding this like really difficult. And to be honest, yeah, this is kind of what put me off. Just the thought of going through that last boss again, and just being on the edge of my seat, dodging all these bullets for absolutely ages as well. It was enough to sort of make me think, yeah, I'm not coming back to it after this run. No, yeah, I've picked up the flamethrower here by accident, so maybe with a bit of practice, yeah, I could sort of like work out how to use it properly. Maybe make the game a lot easier in other respects, but I suppose I ran out of time a little bit, really. Yeah, taken out straight away. So a score there of 548,800. Yeah, it's a bit of a funny game. Like again, I mean, the thing is, I do like it, but it's just some of the feelings of frustration and just the amount of bullets some of the enemies take. It's just like a bit too much for me in parts, which makes me want to prefer other shooters. But a good game nonetheless, and a very worthy theme as well with nice graphics. So that's my run. Bye for now.